Apparatus: 2 aluminium tins of the same size, 2 small glasses, water, thermometers, black paint, etc. Procedure: paint the outer surface of one tin with black paint and let it dry. Then in both tins, place one glass, each filled with water at the same temperature. Cover the tins with lids. Keep them in the sun for 2 hours. Now, measure the temperature of the water in the glasses in the 2 tins. What is the reason for the difference in the temperature? The temperature of water in the glass kept in black-colored tins is more than the water kept in other tins. Students, note that the black color absorbs more heat and hence water kept in it becomes more hot. Good and bad conductors of heat. Place a steel spoon, a copper strip or rod, a divider from your compass box, a pencil, and a plastic ruler in a glass beaker. Pour hot water, which is heated up to 60 to 70 degrees Celsius, into the beaker. Wait for a while. Then touch the outer end of each of the objects. Record your observations in the table. You will observe that when we touch the outer end of each of the object, a copper strip or rod has become very hot. A divider from your compass box has become hot, while steel spoon is warm, and a pencil and a plastic ruler are as cool as the atmosphere. What inference will you draw from this? Some substances are good conductors of heat, while some are bad conductors of heat. Heat is easily conducted through a copper strip or pot, but not through plastic or wood. We can hold a glass tumbler or china cup full of hot tea easily in our hand, but not so a steel or copper cup if the same tea is poured into them. Use your brain power. Why do we use white clothes in summer and dark or black clothes in winter? White clothes reflect heat, whereas dark clothes absorb heat. During summer, the atmosphere is very hot. Hence, we use white clothes so that we do not feel hot. In contrast, during winters, the atmosphere is very cool. Hence, we use dark or black clothes to keep body warm. Expansion and contraction of a solid substance due to heat. Let's try this. Apparatus: a metal ring, a metal ball, a burner, etc. Activity 1. Take a metal ring and metal ball of such size that the ball just passes through the ring. Heat the ball and check whether it passes through the ring. Now, let the ball cool down and check whether it passes through the ring. The above experiment tells us that metals expand on heating and contract on cooling. Solids expand due to heat and come back to the original state if heat is removed. However, the extent to which different solids expand is different. Use your brain power. Why is there a gap at the joints of rails and of cement concrete bridges? When railway tracks are laid, the engineers leave a small gap between two rails. All metals expand when heated. During daytime, two railway tracks expand due to sun's heat and push against each other, whereas during night they cool down and contract and return to their original state, pulling against each other. This constant pushing and pulling results in the cracks in the joints and may lead to an accident. Hence, to avoid this, there is a gap left at the joints of rails to expand and contract. Similarly, cement concrete bridges expand and contract due to warming and cooling from seasonal variation or due to heat generated by friction of vehicles running on them. Hence, to safely absorb the heat-induced expansion and contraction of construction materials, to absorb vibration, to hold parts together, or to allow movement due to ground settlement or earthquakes, there is a gap left at the joints of cement concrete bridges. Expansion and contraction of liquids due to heat. Apparatus: 500 milliliter conical flask, 2-holed rubber stopper, glass tube, measuring ruler, thermometer stand, wire gauze, burner, graph paper, etc. Procedure: fill the conical flask completely with water. Insert the glass tube and the thermometer in the 2 holes of the stopper and fit it to the conical flask. Heat the water and with the help of the ruler, record the water level in the glass tube after every 2 degrees Celsius rise in temperature. Take about 10 readings. Observe what happens when heating is stopped. Draw a graph to show the change in water level as the temperature rises. When a liquid is heated, the distances between its particles increase and its volume too increases. This is called the expansion of liquids. When its temperature falls, the liquid contracts. Use your brain power. Why is mercury or alcohol used in thermometer? Mercury and alcohol is used in thermometers because they expand at a fixed rate on heating. Hence, a slight change in temperature results in their expansion and there will be rays in the tube of thermometer. Expansion and contraction of gases due to heat. Apparatus: glass bottle, balloon, hot water, etc. Procedure: fix a balloon on the mouth of a glass bottle. Hold this bottle in hot water. What happens? The volume of a gas increases on heating. This is called expansion of the gas. On the other hand, on removing heat, the volume of the gas decreases. This is called contraction of the gas. Thermos flask. Dewar flask. You might have seen a thermos flask used for keeping tea, coffee, milk, etc. hot or a sherbet cold for a long time. What is its structure and how does it function? This is a double-walled flask. It consists of 2 glass tubes, one inside the other, with a gap between them sealed. The surfaces of both the tubes are made shiny by a silver coating. The air between the 2 tubes is removed to create a vacuum. There is a protective jar of metal or plastic outside the tubes. For the protection of the flask, pieces of sponge or rubber are fixed between the outer jar and the flask. Great scientist. Sir James Dewar was a Scottish scientist. He made the first thermos flask in 1892. That is why it is called Dewar flask.